Yeah, man, you already know, man. We're gonna have to get this thing going one way or another, man.
I'm ready. I've been
We
waiting.
live here.
Yeah.
We live here, love.
Well, we live on YouTube right now. I'm waiting for my Facebook to jump on in. You know, Facebook be all slow with it. Yeah.
Look at that, man. What's all like?
Yeah.
What's all like?
All right, man. Hey, we gonna start this thing once we get 3 people in the box. Up. We got 3 people in the box already. They ready. They live. They lit.
I ain't even tell nobody I'm on. So let me.
Oh man, go and jump on your page, man. Let them know. Let them know where they can find
Oh, no,
the flavor.
they in here though.
They in there. Bring it. We right
Yo,
here.
we're gonna have you hustler. Okoye still chasing that clout.
That's my boy, Heavy Hustler, boy.
I like him though. He always talking shit, but he keep me entertained.
Yes, indeed. We ain't going nowhere though. We ain't going nowhere. Somebody saying first, baby. Nah, they way down at the bottom of it. My guy Clay Patterson, man. Patterson and Victor, the comedian.
Game changer. What up?
Game change.
Tyrone, Nate Brown. What up,
Nate?
KJ.
Voch Lombardi in the building. What up?
Who is Voch Lombardi, man? Have you ever heard of that guy?
I mean, I seen the dude once or twice. You know what I'm saying? He think he know a couple things. You know what I mean?
They don't know about the Doski Woskis and the Peasky Whiskies, man.
Out here.
Yes, indeed, man. Hey, we're going to jump right off into it, man. Just like you're just going to jump right on into it. Put your nose down into it for those who know what I'm talking about, right?
It's only one way to go.
There's only one way to go, man. Tell me about this 1 gap versus the 2 gap. Why
we can't introduce ourselves, man. Damn.
Man, they don't know who you is by now. Man, shame on them, man. Look, man. This on like neck bones, man. Hey, I got the official nada, man. I'm talking about home skillet, man. Dang. Boy, he caught me slipping, man. Caught me slipping on the whipping, man. Go ahead and tell them, man, where you from, what's going on, where they can find and follow you at, bruh.
I thought we had the best host in the league, but he up here slipping on the grits, man. What up, y'all? It's Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI, a.k.a. Dad Hat Lombardi. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a little older, Dad Hat Lombardi. I break down film, I put it on screen. Just like Brother Okoye, just like Brother Law Nation. You're not going to lie to you. It's all facts. Follow me on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and all that. Shouts out to Phantom, man. We getting in there with Phantom too. So VOCHLOMBARDI, everything. What up?
Yes, indeed, man. Man, that's some aficionado.
The Phantom done caught you, man. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
What's all later? We'll talk later.
Yes, indeed. And shout out to 105.3 The Fan. We always got to give a shout out to those radio stations out there too as well. Hey, this is what I want to know, man. Okoye.
What's up?
Tell them what that means.
Player acquisition.
Player acquisition on Friday night. So, you know, accumulated knowledge over years of experience, or acquired knowledge over years of existence. That started off that way, but kind of transition. But basically, you guys know who I am. One and only Okoye Media. And you know, like Voch said, man, love breaking film down. Love being on these anything talking Cowboys or talking football centric. Period. So appreciate being back here, and also, you know, let's just dig in, man. I'm kind of excited to talk about training camp. I'm jittery. So
yeah, but before we watch one other minute, man, this is what I want, man. Everybody that's in the chat box, everybody throughout the world is watching this show. I want you guys to follow Okoye's page. There's no way in life this guy should be at 8,000. Let's get this man to 10 stacks right now, man. Let's get the thing up, man. Subscribe to his page, man.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
I probably lost him in all my little spats and game wars. I probably would have been at 10,000 by now had I not been so
aggressive.
I was gonna say so much of an asshole, but you know, I wear it with pride though. You know what I mean? They love to hate me. I feel like the TL in this game, man.
No. Remember XFL? One of my favorite players. He had a name on his back said he hate me, man. I said,
Rod Smart. That was Rod Smart. I remember it.
What was his real name?
Rod Smart. He played for the Panthers for a little while.
No doubt, man. Look at that. Scouting report. Look at that.
Rod Smart. Mm-hmm.
What's up, man? Talk to me about this 1 gap system, man. I did a film session on Antoine, what's his name, Woods.
Yeah.
months ago. And I was saying that he couldn't get no push off the LOS. It looks like he was getting dogged and pancaked everywhere. He wasn't getting no penetration. I said, man, what in the hell did they got rid of your guy, you did the film session on, to get this guy who pretty much couldn't push over a folding chair. But now I'm looking at this guy. He's penetrating, he's shooting the gaps and stuff like that. So break it down. Help everybody out here in the nation, in the world, about this one gap versus two gap.
Okay, well, versus three most likely.
Three,
but,
yeah.
Your one gap guy is between he's playing off the left or right shoulder of the center, depending on where he's lined up. Doesn't matter, but he's playing the left or the right of the center, and his job is usually to take up space in that right up the middle. So you can't really run up the middle. You can't run dives or traps up the middle because he's supposed to be soaking up one or two blockers at a time. So that's his job. And they're really like a wall. They're not penetrating tackles. They're usually bigger guys. Think of your John Henderson from back in the day from Jacksonville. Those dudes, they had huge guys back then. But you think of your Vince Woolfolk is a nose tackle. Nose tackles usually play one tech, but that's in a 3-4 scheme. So it's just a big guy that can absorb space and can stop your offensive linemen from getting to that next level and getting their hands on your linebackers and so on. When you have smaller guys in there, it's not that they can't do it, because we had a guy who played very well in the middle for us who wasn't that big, and that was Jay Ratliff. So it's not that a smaller guy can't do it, but usually if they don't have technique, because guys like Dayton Jones is a smaller guy who I think can play one tech too, because he's done it. But if they don't have that technique or that level of skill, and they're not that durable, then they usually cave in. So you got to have a heavy rotation if you're going to have smaller guys playing in there. But one tech guys are usually run stoppers. So your if you want an example, your Snacks Harris, who always gives us problems over in New York, he's a one tech guy. He can play three tech as well because he has good burst off the line, but he's a one tech guy. Whereas your three technique guys, they're lining up in between the guard and the tackle, and their job is to get upfield. So they're usually getting that one-on-one. If they have a good one tech in there, they're getting one-on-one, and that one tech guy creates one-on-ones for everybody else because he's absorbing one or two and sometimes even three linemen. So that creates mismatches on the edge for your defensive ends, which causes offenses to have to shift their scheme. That's when you start seeing running backs chipping. That's when when your one tech is playing, he's not because he's getting sacks necessarily. It's when he's sucking up enough blockers where guys like Tank Lawrence are getting that one-on-one and playing half a man, or guys like Crawford are start getting those sacks and stuff like that from that three tech position or from the defensive end position. When you start seeing that and you start seeing teams leave their running backs in or their tight ends in and they start to bunch their formation or chip, it's usually because someone in the middle is absorbing and doing their job, pretty much absorbing blockers. You see one techs aren't always trying to get upfield. Sometimes you might see them grabbing and they get called for defensive holding because their job is really to keep blockers from getting to the next level, which keeps guys like Sean Lee flowing free, Jalen Smith flowing free, and it also keeps them healthy because those linemen aren't able to get their bodies on them.
No doubt. Fox, what's good, man?
So Fox gonna break it down.
I know he's gonna break it down. Where my notepad at? Hold on.
No. So you were saying one gapping. So we talking about schemes. We talking about the actual player because Collier hit us with the one tech. Now one teching and one gapping is different.
Right.
So it's one gapping and two gapping or whatever. Antoine Woods he's a one gap player. He's gonna be in one gap. That's one tech, or you can be three tech or five tech. Those are one gap players. Two gaps is more so what Joey Bosa does in San Diego. Comes off the ball, punch people in the chest, and he reads. He could either be B gap or C gap. You see what I mean? According to whatever the running back
hold
does.
on, Bob. You got to educate the fans, man. Well, the nation, B, C, and A, and all that. You got to educate them, man.
They know this.
They don't know it. They be asking me. I can't answer them all.
A gap is between guard and center. B gap is center and tackle. C gap is basically tackle to sideline, tackles outside foot to sideline, and two gap players. And this is, I mean, there's a big difference, right? So when you look at like Jahad Ward, right, when he was in Oakland, they had him playing four tech, punching people in the chest and reading. Jahad Ward ain't that guy. He's more of a, I mean, sorry, I'm a former offensive line, but he's an idiot, so to speak. You want Jahad Ward in one gap going forward without thinking, just whooping whoever in front of him. You don't want him being football smart. You don't want him reading nobody. You don't want him making decisions. You want him to line up, put his head down, and go. And what the Cowboys do is we're a even front. You know, four guys up front. So we play one gap players, one gap systems. That's why we don't like trash can full of dirt guys necessarily. Right. You know, we like guys that can move. We like guys that can, you know, they can get upfield. You know, B gap, one gap players, three techs, they normally have one-on-one blocks. So that's why we, you know, like them or whatever. But guys like Joey Bosa, guys like Chandler Jones, you know, that can DeMarcus Lawrence could do it if he wanted to, you know, could actually get hands inside it, extend, read, and then flow. So that's the, you know, that's the big difference you're looking at.
What I saw was the Titans, right? And the Raiders, they both are 3-4 defense, I assume, then, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's why both of those players pretty much got the same skill set.
So you would be two gap and then that defense, but some players ain't two gap players. Some players, you know, are just put your head down and go guys.
So how's this gonna benefit your guy Randy Gregory?
Randy Gregory?
Yeah.
Randy Gregory just get to line up and be a gangster. You know what I mean? Now defensive ends, five techs, you know, it's kind of different in that way. I mean, Randy could contain, he could, you know, jab, extend, and read or whatever, but he's mostly gonna be C gap guy. It's not like we lining up Randy at a 4 head up, you know, and making him go B gap sometimes. You know, that's why 3-4 ends kind of gotta be big sometimes, because they're really three techs. They're three techs that can move, but they kind of got to be smart. They kind of got to figure things out on the go. Jonathan Bullard is a good example. Play for Florida. He got drafted by the Bears. He's a great two-gap player. He's a great hands inside football intelligence dude. Some people are idiots. I like idiots.
Yes, indeed, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat box. Shout out to Streaming Willie Beeman. He's a diehard Eagles fan, and he's up in here faithfully, always, every time we jump live, man. I like
Law,
what's up, man?
So, Law, let me ask you, when did you graduate from Natchez High School?
2002.
Okay, well, because I got a former coach of mine, Coach Ivan Evans, sitting in the chat box. I think he graduated in like 98 or something like that. So you might be a freshman or something like that. Mm-hmm. Y'all might know each other, but Natchez in the building. That's all I'm saying.
NTZ,
man. Go ahead with your show, Lord.
Yeah, nothing, man. Shout out to Natchez, NTZ all day, even twice on Sunday. You guys know how it goes. So we talked about defense on the front floor. Now all of a sudden, we're hearing about this guy. I called him AB the other day. They tried to crucify me. And I was sitting there saying, okay. Anthony Brown. Why is he so explosive this year? Is this everything to do with Chris Richard? I heard some other stuff. I ain't going to even mention it. But talk to me about Anthony Brown, AB.
Get him a call, yeah. Get him a call, yeah.
Number one. And I think I said this to you. Anthony Brown won out the starting job last year. He was our number one corner going into the season. So obviously, Anthony Brown's always shown something in training camp and in practice that they like. I personally don't really care about what he's doing right now because it's in practice, right?
Right.
I think it's less of what, and I'm not trying to take anything from the guy. He is showing up on film, but when I'm watching right now, all of them are like Chavars Ward is showing up, number 40. Marquez White had a great interception the other day. You know, I think it's more Richard than anything else when it comes to all these guys and their energy level. They're all aggressive. Everybody in the scrimmage. Heath had a good interception off of a tip off of Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown had a pick 6 off Dak because Dak, went to his check down real late.
Right.
Real late. And he kind of baited him into it, and he has that speed to be able to do that. But, so I always liked Anthony Brown as far as him making the roster, but him being in our starting 3, I still don't. And as I said, I think it's more so Chris Richard playing sort of head games. When you have a guy like a Jordan Lewis who is sort of, you know, the heir apparent to everyone who watches the team. All the fans are looking at him like, hey, you know, we want Jordan Lewis. You know, he's our guy. And then so you know, you got to kind of lower his temperament, and then also, you know, have him playing with that chip, because if you watch All or Nothing, you see how, you know, Jordan Lewis, has a chip. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. You know, he was going back and forth with Dez and so on. So I think the dynamic that we see right now, where you see more of Anthony Brown right now, is Chris Richard trying to reinstill his confidence right now by giving him more playing time and, you know, reaffirming him right now. And then on the other end, you have Jordan Lewis, who's being kind of pushed to the side. The only highlights you don't see anything of is 27. You know, you don't really see 27 out there that often, whether it's a scrimmage, whether it's one-on-ones. I very rarely see 27 making plays. I see him like shadowing and mirroring Beasley every once in a while. But it's real hard.
There was one clip out there that he was like, it's all over Beasley. Yeah.
White than I've seen Jordan Lewis. So I don't think it's Jordan Lewis leaving this team. I know he might have his differences with Richard, and people try to say that it's Richard's into height and length, which is true. But if that were the case, he wouldn't be going after Anthony Brown either, because they're the same size. So it's not about height with those two. I think it's more so he understands the two players, and I think he's playing head games with them. I think he's pushing Jordan Lewis to reveal himself and pull out the best of him by giving him that opposition early in camp, making him feel uncertain in regards to where he stands with this team. And then on the other end, I think he's trying to reaffirm and reassure Anthony Brown and his confidence, because he took a dip last year in regards to his playing level, and I think it really had more to do with confidence and overthinking things than it did ability, because you saw, and I know you showed it on film, I showed it on film. You know, he got his hands on eight passes. You know, he only caught 2. If
I still had to go back and rewatch that, man. But you got to talk about that. If he caught
6 of them, we would have been happy with him. He would have been a Pro Bowler last year. He caught 8 of them. You would have said he's one of. We would have been arguing whether or not Anthony Brown might be one of the top 10 corners in the league if he caught 8 interceptions in a year, right? So, you know, I still don't believe, you know, that poem. If man, treat your triumph and disaster. Treat both imposters just the same. I don't think Anthony Brown's a bum. And I don't think he's one of the best corners out there. I just think, you know, he's somewhere in the middle of the pack. But I still don't have him being, you know, beating out Jordan Lewis when the season starts. I really don't.
So but, all about
still good to have that competition.
This is all mental warfare, right?
That's what I think, man. That's what I mean. I'm thinking, but I'm also crossing my fingers and hoping at the same time that that's what it is. Because if they get rid of Jordan Lewis, man, I love Chris Richard, but I would be mad about that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Man, I'll be moving some furniture around here.
Yeah, I'll be pissed off, man. I love that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you what, man, we love Jordan Lewis, but if he gets beat out by 3 guys, then that's some damn good beating out in camp then. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really nothing we can do about that.
But he's not getting hate it. You gotta
I would hate it. I would hate it, but so far. And I don't even want to put this whole thing because it's only training camp. I just did a show. Somebody hit me up and said, "Yo, Vice receivers wasn't doing this at the blue and white game. What are we gonna do?" I'm like, "Fam, it's the blue and white game. It is ours. It is ours. We still got a lot of time to go." But Byron Jones is looking solid at his new spot. Cheeto's looking pretty good at his new spot. I would love for Jordan Lewis to start, but he got to be better than one of them dudes. If he better than one of them dudes, he deserve to play. But he gotta beat Brown first, and he ain't beating Brown first. And that just means Brown going off right now. That's all that means.
I mean, but how do you explain the reps though, Vach? That's what I want to ask.
Well, this is what I'm gonna do. I always love to use analogies. Vach, you're a weapons guy, right? You love guns. Right,
absolutely,
you agree.
Absolutely. Guns and knives.
So let me ask you this: you got a 45. That's your taste. That's what you like, a 45. But when you bought this team, when you got everything, there was a 22 or a little 38 Smith & Wesson. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you already said, man, that 38, I don't want it no more. You know what I mean? I don't even care about 38. And the 38 saying, shoot, I've been winning all last year for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now you coming to the scene and you saying, nah, I only like 45s. Is that what Chris Richard is saying? when you talk about Jordan Lewis?
I think that's
shotgun. You know what I mean?
think that's what he's saying, but Law, it comes down to the shooter. And can you make an accurate, effective kill with your 22 and 38? That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
I take a 22 that hit the spot every time.
Absolutely. But you
that shoot off to the left.
But you gotta prove it.
All day. And they the same size though, Law and Vice.
Well, hold on, Anthony Brown. Somebody put in the chat box that he ran a 4.29, and I can't verify that he ran a 4.29.
But he not a big dude though. He's still little. He's a little dude.
Yeah, I gotta go look at his measurables, man. Somebody put his measurables in the chat box.
Coming out of Purdue, I think his pro day number was 4.29. So
for real.
In real life, that's real like a 4.35. But
right, yeah.
But his Purdue pro, I don't think he ran the combine though. But I could be wrong there. But his Purdue combine number running down that hill with hand clocks was 4.29.
And the wind blowing, right?
I feel you. But man,
5'11", 190.
But I will say this though about the whole Jordan Lewis thing though, man. Because I see Cowboys fans all the time. Well, if Jordan Lewis just gonna be fourth, let's go trade him for Earl Thomas. Listen,
no, don't do
that. Assuming somebody lays down and go out, you would love to have that boy. You would love to have him. So let's not get rid of our assets and resources. Let's just hold on to everybody and let them fight. Let them fight and figure this thing out.
Yep.
Man, they putting all type of guns down there.
Man, you put Jordan Lewis. You let him play in the preseason, right?
Right.
So when we play San Fran, the good thing about it is this is the only good thing about what they're doing with Jordan Lewis. If they let him play, if they don't let him play, then they probably are going to trade him. And he really did put himself in the doghouse with Chris Richard somehow. But if he plays, even if he plays with the third string, second string, whatever, Jordan Lewis is not a third or second string talent. So if he's up against third string quarterbacks, so he going to shine. So that's the only good thing about them putting him in the back. He should ball the hell out right now. You know what I mean? But I don't care what anybody says. I shouldn't see more of Charvarius Ward, Cam Kelly. I see 37, 40, 39, 32, and the fact that I even know their numbers and names now shows how much I'm seeing them. Alumba, I see him all day.
Well, but think about this. What's the trend on Alumba? 6'2".
For a reason.
They all long, tall guys.
It's for a reason, man.
Like I said, he liked the 45. He just liked the 45. He don't like to run around with the 22.
Man, we say all that, but we want to bring in Earl Thomas, who's 5'10".
Earl Thomas a beast, though. We can't say that.
So what I'm saying is there's exceptions to that rule. I'm not saying Earl Thomas not a beast. I'm saying that doesn't mean 5'10" doesn't mean, or 5'11" doesn't mean Jordan Lewis is not a beast. That's all I'm saying.
Earl Thomas, man.
Don't you dare come on Lord Nation's show and subject Earl Thomas to 5'11". That goes out the window. We talk about Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas is Earl Thomas.
He's medieval, man. He just throw everything out the way, man.
If y'all want to crown him, then crown him.
Crown him.
Crown him.
We let him off the hook.
I like what we got over here. I ain't worried about no Earl Thomas, man.
I am perfectly fine with what we have, and I wouldn't dare trade a first, second, third, or fourth to go get him. However, if they say, man, look, let me get that 5 and we can go ahead and call it a day.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's different. If it's like, low hanging fruit, why not? But Earl Thomas is check. He already holding out for a real check. And if you're holding out for a check and you got Heath, who's not an Earl Thomas, at all, but you got Heath and Woods who are playing for dirt money right now, why go get an Earl Thomas? For what? And our secondary is balling right now. Like, that's the most exciting and most competitive position on defense right now is secondary. I think the defensive line, you kind of can see, they're all playing good on the D-line, but you can kind of see the differences. You can see, okay, all right, there's a difference when 64 get in there. There's a difference when 56 is in there. To you, Vach, man, I know we're not talking about the line, but I got footage of Dayton.
Travis?
No, on Williams, man. Connor Williams, he folded Williams over like in the accordion.
When this happened, show me that film.
I will say this, though. I will say this.
He folded him in half. He was like,
I will say this. Dayton. Dayton is looking real good in these handful of clips that we see. I must only see the good Dayton Jones clips because he whooping Travis too. I mean, he out here whooping everybody.
He whooped everybody. Yeah.
I hope it translates. I hope we ain't missing something. I hope we not getting a team and Connor Williams beating the hell out of them. But I have seen my son Connor Williams get hands put on, get that put on.
Hey, you saw how Connor Williams folded Coney easily up into a pretzel.
And Coney Ely is disappointing right now, man.
And my son Connor Williams
playing like a bum.
Hey, now this is the thing. We're gonna transition back to that front four. Hey,
right.
This DA, I'm calling him DA. Y'all know who he is?
DA? Dayton?
No.
Nah, DA.
Dorrance Armstrong, man.
Oh man,
DA. DA.
His get off. Other than Charles Tapper and Gregory, I think those three, their get off is like explosive. All three of them. Tapper, Gregory, and Dorrance. Dorrance is strong though. He's stronger than I thought he was.
And then he got a little bend off to the edge. Go ahead.
Time out, and I should not be addressing this. Darren Jones in the comments, he says, Vosh tripping. A second for an all-pro is a no-brainer? No, it's not. You don't trade a second-round pick for a 29-year-old free safety that you can play without that wants $10 to $12 million from
Don't make sense.
Stop playing.
Just sit back and wait, man. Let it come to you, because at the end of the day, he's going to walk next year anyhow, right? And if he liked the Cowboys like he said, then he'll come on over here and play, you know.
Would you sacrifice, let me point at the camera when I say this, would you sacrifice Connor Williams and completing your offensive line for Earl Thomas, somebody you may or may not need? It'll be nice to have Earl Thomas, but you do not sacrifice your offensive line or that great of a pick, that good of position for somebody that you really don't need today. Stop it, fam. Keep your second round pick. Stop it.
Keep your second round. And hey, I heard that the safety play may just be questionable altogether with this new NFL hit rule. Anybody, y'all got any thoughts on that?
That's just narrative. Don't worry about that. I mean, they're going to eventually figure that out. But when we're talking about free safety, yeah, Earl hits people, but we mostly need Earl to have range and, break up passes and all that. But wait. But Dorrance Armstrong, though.
DA, talk to me.
But Dorrance, what I really like about him is, yes, his ball get off, his length, and he's very what's the word I'm looking for? Relentless with his rush. He may lose the first portion of the rush or whatever, but his continuous aggression, his constant string of the moves together gets him over the edge. I've seen him get blocked, keep moving his feet, pull off a last minute hand swipe, swim back inside, and get a sack. I've seen him do it. So and that ain't even skill. That's intangible. That's 1-2. That's dog. You know what I mean? So
nasty,
Go ahead. They had him listed at 240 or 248 in college. He's bigger than that, man. That dude, he a lot bigger than I thought he was. Like Gregory's probably 240, 245.
Ran about 250 now, though.
But Dorrance a big bull, man.
He's big. Yeah.
I like him. I like him at the left. What he does is he creates a different dynamic because he's a guy like Law who has enough size that you can move him around a little bit. So I'm interested to see how he goes. And honestly, I'm liking him in camp a lot better than his body language, a lot better than Taco's body language. I'm talking about when you see, and I'm going to put this out just to put it out. I don't want to put a commentary on it because it's really nothing to comment on. But I've been watching footage of everyone's footage of training camp.
Yeah.
When you watch them hit the bags, you watch Taco hit the bag, Marinelli will make him do it 4 or 5 times because he's just slow with his hand fighting and the way he moves is just not right. When they're slapping the bobble bag or whatever, he's kind of slow with the get off on that too. Now he has had some good rushes though. I've seen Taco win against Collins a couple times, and I've seen Collins win against him too. But just something about Taco I'm just really still not feeling yet. I still don't think he has it where it's automatic. He's more so. It looks like he's thinking about what he's doing out there rather than just doing it. That's what it looks like.
I saw he learned a new move. He got a reverse spin now. And I said, okay. Yeah, you saw that.
No, that's called creative falling.
But he got home. He got home, though. He got home.
I will say I will say being around D-Law is good for him because you see him learning some of the things that, that D-Law uses. Now, D-Law is different because he learning how to string these things together. We can watch him do it. And we see that he finds enjoyment out of learning new things. But Taco going to have to learn how to shed that whole I'm first round pick, I was the man in Michigan guy thing. He going to have to cut that because he's a rotational guy. I think he's a solid rotational guy. He wants to be a right defensive end. Sit your ass at left. Quit playing. Randy's back. DeMarcus Lawrence is over there. You're going to have to earn your spot like everybody else. That fifth-year option means nothing to us until you've earned it.
Thanks.
Hey, Botch, I got our notes from like a month ago. We had this team rolling with 8 defensive front.
With Coney Ealy getting cut, right? Did I say that?
I think we said Tapper gonna tap out. I think we did. I don't have the people.
Tapper and keep Ealy, you're crazy.
I said
like shit right now.
I said cut Coney. I said I wanted to push him off a bridge, and I wanted to pillow smother him because Randy Gregory was coming back, and I got faith in Lawrence Armstrong.
Push him off a bridge and hope he land on a tugboat. That type of thing.
Something.
I was like, he's done. Get him out of here. I don't like him.
And I don't have a problem with Coney Ealy as a camp body, but when it's time to narrow that thing down, then narrow it down one more time, I don't see him here. So I would rather have a DB or like a receiver or something, or somebody that can go play kicking game opposed to having Coney Ealy that's going to take up space, especially with my son Randy Gregory coming back.
That is a interesting segue too. The kicking game. I don't like having Tavon Austin. They're thinking Jordan Lewis, Tavon Austin right now, special teams. I don't want Tavon Austin doing it because I don't want him hurt.
Scared money, man. Scared money.
It ain't scared money. You just
and something else too. Because I tell you what, me and brother Okoye don't agree much. We're on the road tonight.
Yeah.
But if you look at Tavon Austin's fumbles, they come from special teams. You know what I mean? They come from not looking that ball all the way in. He's dynamic once he get it. Now, if you want Cole Beasley to catch it, then give it to Tavon. That's another situation. Another situation. But we don't want that man getting hurt because he's going to be our speed guy, our mismatch guy, and our dynamic dude. And I want that dude playing as much offense as we can possibly get him on.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy for the Green Bay that won the Super Bowl? This is like the late '90s. I know Okoye. Me and you was about the same age. I don't know. Vachbrow was still young, right?
Or was Metcalf on the Falcons?
No, not Metcalf. I'm talking about he won the Super Bowl for the Green Bay Packers.
Donald Driver?
Not Donald Driver.
Kickoff return guy.
Okay.
I mean, he flipped the field for him. He helped everything out for Brett Favre. Somebody in the chat box, I know somebody that's old enough to remember that was everything for that Green Bay Packers team.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember the guy that used to kick off return.
Trey, you need a guy back there that I like guys like, remember the Eagles had this dude Brian Mitchell, I think his name was.
Desmond Howard, not to cut y'all off.
Desmond
Howard was everything. What if I tell you? What if I told you like ESPN 30 for 30? What if I tell you that Tavon Austin can be our Desmond Howard?
I don't want to be that.
Man, they got this dude named Trey Williams. They cut him Friday. They re-signed him Saturday.
Brought him back before Sunday dinner.
Yeah, put Trey Williams back there and just let him just do that. Or Darius Jackson. I don't even really care who you put back there. Just don't put Tavon Austin back there.
Just don't do it.
Fair.
Tell you, man, scared money, man.
Touchbacks, man.
It's spot work. Spot work. Like, if we need to win a game, put him back there like they do Odell. But
Antonio Brown. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Not all day. That's what I mean. Like, don't have that be his job. Have it spark, put him back there.
So I just dropped a video. Shameless plug. It's talking about the different receiver lineups or whatnot, and I'm so excited about somebody thinking. And you know what? This me shooting at the 80% again, right?
Shoot at him.
They never ask the follow-up question. They always say dumb stuff. Well, what's going to happen when they stack the box on Zeke? Two things are going to happen. We're either going to put tight ends and other blockers out there and run into it, or we're going to switch formation and make them adjust to us. And if you think that they're going to stay in base formation with Tavon Austin against some linebacker, then that's what we want. That's what we want. Let's line up for a while, put Tavon over there somewhere, and let your linebacker run up against him. You're going to have to switch to a nickel or a dime formation. Then we're going to run the ball back into that formation again. That's what I'm excited for.
What Tavon does creatively, right? And I feel what you said, Vach, actually, on that. What he does for us, honestly, even if you never throw Tavon the ball, he is the one reason, and I don't think people give him enough credit because they didn't give Lucky Whitehead enough credit either. Lucky Whitehead single-handedly fucked up our 2017 season because they got rid of him. He wasn't there.
No. Before that, let me tell you something. Before you get on to your point, look back at the 2016 playoff game. Lucky Whitehead, they benched him because he did something foolish, and they didn't even bring him out there for the game. And, of course, we do know that Aaron Rodgers jumped up 30 points on us. But still, I think that if they still had Lucky Whitehead, maybe, just maybe, the flow of the game would have been better. But go ahead, go back to your point.
Tavon Austin is a big glass of honest tea. You know, he keeps the defense honest in the run game.
I like
in
that.
the run game. When you run him on a jet sweep, it doesn't matter if you're getting the ball or not. You're not gonna sit there and collapse in on the line. You can't. Whoever's playing that backside discipline, whoever's playing that cutback lane, whether it's the right defensive end or left, and that Sam or Will linebacker, they cannot not respect that motion. So when they do that jet motion, Zeke now has clear running lanes because they have to respect that. They have to respect it. Because if you don't, he's going to go up the field for 30 yards for you, on you. Tavon is. Now, and also, when you use him in motion in the passing game, you have to respect him. You have to figure out where he is, and you can't just put anybody on him. Can't put a linebacker on him because he'll kill him. You can't put a safety on him because he'll kill him. So he allows Dak to get better and easier pre-snap reads because you'll have to reveal what you're in if he's in motion. Wherever you move him, you're not going to put a linebacker on him and you stay in a cover 3 because it's obvious then. So you have to keep a corner on the guy. So he'll expose man coverages. He'll make it easier for Dak to get pre-snap looks. Even if you don't throw him the ball, he's the only reason we don't need a number 1 receiver. Maybe him and Deontay Thompson are the reasons we may not need a number 1 receiver. And if you think I'm wrong, think of Ted Ginn with Cam Newton. Ted Ginn is not a number 1, but his speed is so crazy that you have to respect him and you have to give him some attention with a serviceable corner. So he allows other receivers to break open underneath that flop, that 9 route. That might be the only route that he can run. It doesn't matter because now he opens up lanes underneath, and that's what number 1 receivers do. But they do it with double teams, whereas he can just do it with just pure speed. He has guys backing off, gives you guys space. When he's not on the field, if he gets hurt and he's not on the field, we already have Thompson who's hurt right now with a Achilles sprain. So if that speed is not on the field, think Cam Newton last year or Dak last year. You can collapse down. You can smother our wide receiver core. Like, we don't have speed outside of those 2 guys. We have tenacity in Gallup. I like what I'm seeing in Gallup. I like what I'm seeing in McKay. Those guys are good. Don't get me wrong. And they may emerge as true number 1s later on. But right now, with the way our scheme is, Tavon is the missing link, just like Lucky Whitehead was for us, in 2016. I think that is the piece that. So all the Dez bullshit, all the Dak shit, all the Zeke shit that we went through last year, it wasn't those 3 really. And I'm not a guy that makes a bunch of excuses. It's really, I think, honestly, our offense got vanilla after we got rid of Whitehead. We tried to do it with Ryan Switzer, and that's probably why we were okay with that move. We thought we drafted a guy that can play that position, and he said it when he left. When we got rid of him for Jihad Ward, he said, I think they wanted me to play more of a running back style type position, and that's not really what I'm good at. But that's what they wanted to use him for, and that and it just didn't work out that way. So
let me jump in on this hot potato right quick. Hot potato. Let me tell you this. Hot potato, baby. This is the thing. I saw the Cowboys line up under 22 personnel. They had your guy Tavon Austin line out to the far right. Then they had Allen Hurns line up into the slot, and it was interchangeable because they sometimes subbed in number 13, my pet cat, or they put in number 83. T. Will, I meant to say. So
he's not your pet cat. He's mine. He's not your pet cat. Lock that shit. Stop it.
Give me that cat, man. Give me that cat.
Stop it.
Man, let me tell you. And then they had Jameis Olawale and they had Ezekiel Elliott out there. This is the thing. In that look alone, who you going to line the number one corner on? Are you going to slide your number one corner into the inside? Allen Hurns is 6'2.5", 6'3", give or take, and you put him in the inside. Normally, teams try to match up their number one corner on somebody on this team because they know for sure that this team is a run-first team, so they try to at least take out the pass the best of their ability, right? So when I saw that lineup, I said, oh, man, okay, let's see what they're going to do out of it. And immediately, it was an automatic mismatch with the inside player, Allen Hurns. And they were still looking in the backfield, what the world are they going to do with Ezekiel Elliott? So this is the thing. I look back on some of the film from last year and the year before that. I think that Terrence Williams, although he played garbage and trash against the number one cornerback, and he plays decent a little bit against the number two cornerback.
He dogged Marcus Peters last year. So.
True that. I'm gonna back off him a little bit on number two. Well, number Peterson was
and,
number two.
And he actually balled out in that Chargers game, and their secondary is ranked number 2 in the league right now.
True that on those two games. But now, this coming season now, who's gonna be lined up against him now? Because I think teams are going to try their best ability to take a look at Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield, and they're going to try to focus on Tavon Austin and Allen Hurns.
They're supposed to. They're supposed to.
You can't cover everybody.
Let them try to figure this out because, like I said, our algorithm, nothing else matters. Our algorithm is that infinity gauntlet, that front five and that running back behind them. Everything else kind of falls in place with that. I don't have a problem with Terrence because look, when Terrence Williams was the guy, I saw Terrence Williams have a 9-catch, 120-yard game. I saw him do it, but that don't mean he got to do it all 16 games because that may be Hurns' game one game, that may be Gallup game one game. Hell, let's bring Beasley back. The only reason Beasley was taken out of the game because you had a corner one-on-one with him, and you can float a linebacker to him and kind of double team. You can't float that linebacker because 21 back there, and now we got Tavon now. So our offensive algorithm is going to work out. We don't need big names everywhere.
No,
we got 5 on the damn run situation by his damn self. Not to mention Dak running the football too, man.
Right.
We gonna be all right, man. Calm down, y'all.
We're gonna be all right. Hey, looking back at last month's note, you had us going with 7 wide receivers. Do you have anybody named that you want to insert or take out?
Hell no.
You keep with the same 7.
Who I say?
I don't even know. I just have the number 7. I don't have the names.
I got us with 4 tight ends because I don't see Rico leaving this team.
Rico gonna make the team, man.
I don't got Rico leaving this team, bro.
So peep this out. Even if Rico make the 53, is he gonna make the 46? And if he ain't making the 46, you can replace Rico with somebody that's gonna make the 46.
I mean, to say Rico shouldn't, like, I think we ask for too much when it comes to our tight end play. Like,
we got to. Like, look, when we look at Blake Jarwin, his ass block, his ass catching, he tackle on special teams.
Him and Swain are my number 1 and number 2 tight ends right now. So I like.
And he tackle on special teams, and he can block on PAT. True. Rico Gav is kind of just jumping over people in the end zone. What else? What else?
I mean, what else was Antonio Gates doing?
This ain't Antonio Gates.
What else was he doing?
This is the Dallas.
Was he blocking?
This is the Dallas Cowboys.
Was he blocking?
We're talking about us.
Well, what about Ertz? Is Ertz a killer blocker or is he a pass?
We're a run first team. We are a run first team, and we got 3 tight ends that run block better than them. Okay, Rico, can you tackle? We got 3 tight ends that tackle better than him. Well, shit, Rico, what we gonna?
I'm not gonna like pull out all the stops for Rico because I want to see him committed to football, but. I mean, he's definitely a weapon that you can't really deny 6'6", 290. You know, that's some shit for your ass right there, man. Like that's a problem.
Hey, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Let me ask you a question. Go ahead. Would you rather have Deontay Thompson or Rico Gavis? I think that's what it's going to come down to, situations like that. Would you rather have Charles Tapper or Rico Gavis? Would you rather have Marquez White or Rico Gavis? That's what I think it's going to come down to.
I was leaning more towards Jameis Olawale or
Jameis ain't going nowhere. Joe Thomas, Joe Thomas, or March Lillard or Rico. That's what I think this is gonna come down to.
If it comes down to a couple of those names, I mean, I don't mind keeping a Rico. We don't have a red zone threat right now. We don't have a clear-cut one other than Hearns, maybe.
You know who our red zone threat is? 21 is our damn red zone.
That can't be it, bro. That can't be it. You already know that.
All right, let's look back at this. Little Daniel Thompson, whatever, Thomason, right? LT. He was their red zone. He was
you keep forgetting Antonio Gates played on that team too, don't you?
I don't care what Antonio Gates.
This brother had like 40 touchdowns almost.
You remember Vincent Jackson, 6'5", 235?
I don't care. I don't care nothing about them. They do not wear stars on their helmets. I don't care nothing about them.
True that.
All right,
so
I'm just saying, like, they had red zone threats. That wasn't it.
All right, let's go back to the 90s. Who's the Emmett? How many touchdowns he was hitting up every year?
So was the playmaker though? Well, when the playmaker doing something,
as much as we love the playmaker, he don't have that many touchdowns in his career as far as the Dallas Cowboys.
If that's the case, then we can put guys in space and we can throw the ball to Cole Beasley. We can throw the ball to Dalton Schultz. We can throw the ball to Michael Gallup, Allen Hurns, or we can run the ball with Zeke. We can go 5 wide, condense their box to 5 guys, and that rhymes. And we can run Dak up the middle. We ain't gotta have Rico, because you know what's gonna happen if that's the only thing Rico Gathers good for. They gonna know what the hell we doing when he line up.
I mean, same thing the Eagles did with what's his name,
the Eagles.
But you still though, I feel what you're saying, Corey. You get down there in the red zone, you line up in 23 personnel, and then you say, okay, all right.
Look at Jimmy Graham. Like you look at what Jimmy Graham did to Lewis last year. Like he just posted him up, man. Rico got that down pat. So I mean, it's not like we got 5 first-round talent linemen, man. It's not like it's dire that we have a tight end that can block like Jason Witten. Jason Witten spoiled us because he can block like a lineman. But I don't really care if his heir apparent is a blocker per se. I don't mind having a Greg Olsen style tight end out there. I really don't. Everybody went to go replace Jason Witten. They wanted to go get a guy who can block. And I'm like, I don't give a shit if the guy can block half-ass. If he's blocking okay, but he can ball and he creates mismatches in the passing game, I think Dak needs that more than he needs a blocking tight end. Dak needs a security blanket that he can throw the ball to, that's always in a specific spot, and that gives him easy looks and easy reads based off of mismatches. And Rico Gathers does that. Everyone else helps Zeke. All our other tight ends are Zeke friendly, except for Jarwin, as you mentioned. Jarwin can do it all. I think, like I said, I have him slated as our #1 tight end in camp right now, from the fact that he's catching balls, he's blocking, he's doing everything. But outside of that, Swain is just a blocker. Schultz just seems to be a blocker right now, and Rico is our best passing threat. And I think Dak needs that more than anything else, and that also helps again with the rest of the passing game. If you got a guy in the middle who a safety can't cover and a linebacker can't cover, and is going to give you fits all day long, which he will do that. I think that is crucial for a young quarterback, instead of saying, hey, let's force that ball. I mean, think of Alex Smith, think of Cam Newton. These guys throw to the tight end all day. They throw to the tight end all day, and they're able to because they have that style tight end.
But they got Travis Kelce, they got Zach Ertz, they got these top tier guys. Rico Gathers can't beat the first 3 tight ends on our team. So look, brother Koye, and this is where I'll kind of give you kind of an agreement or whatever. If we can get Rico to be undefeated on all post-ups in the red zone, then maybe I can give him a roster spot. But if that's all he gonna do and you can't promise me 100%, man, I'd rather throw a slant to Beasley than to put him out there to only do one thing and not do nothing else. Because we're gonna start narrowing names down on this damn 46. We're gonna go, damn, Rico, I can't have you because you don't tackle people on special teams. That's what's going to come down to.
Get rid of a Marcus Martin. Get rid of a Joe Looney.
Oh, what are you saying?
Whoa.
Who's the back? What are you saying? I don't want to fool with that offensive line.
Well, you got to keep Rico somehow, bro.
Let's break this down. we
need weapons on offense, man, in the passing game. Period.
Right. You remember when we went the roster and we went with 7 offensive line, and then everybody in the chat box like, look, bro, you can't go with 7 offensive line. You know what I mean? And then we look back at it again and we said, you know what, they was right. You know, and we went with 8 offensive line.
You got a point with that.
Because we got all 5, and then you got to have 3 spares, you know.
At the same time, right?
Rigorous season.
And let's see if you agree with this. I think people are so afraid of the depth at offensive line because of what we did with Chaz Green in Atlanta.
Shit, PTSD is a motherfucker.
But Chaz Green is getting a raw deal because he wasn't playing tackle last year. He was playing guard, and he played well at guard. When he was
I don't want to hear Chaz Green. It's like, man,
so
poison to my ears, man.
I mean, throw Zach Martin at left tackle and see how well he does. He won't look great either. Like
he won't look Chaz Greenish.
He won't look like Chaz Green though. I'm not saying that. Don't say that. I said
I know some folding chairs down there in Natchez, Mississippi that can block better than Chaz Green.
I can do better than Chaz Green did last year. I mean, because I'll hold to go to the ground with you. We going together.
If you cut Joe Looney, you lose a backup guard and center and a PAT blocker. Well, if you lose Rico Gathers, you just lose a question mark that we ain't even sure about in the first place. Now, look, these next 4 preseason games going to be very telling because Rico should play all the quarters. Rico should play every quarter. All the games.
I agree.
All the games. And if he can show me that he's an adequate, at least an 80%er in the red zone, then maybe we can have a conversation again. But I know how valuable Justin March Lillard is to the depth of this thing, or like a Marquez White to the depth of this thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I don't want to lose that.
Larry Izzo type guy, that linebacker that can play special teams, or an Ike Reese type guy. He can play special teams, but he can come in cold and start. You know, if he needs to. So I agree with you on Lillard. I don't want to get rid of anything at the linebacker position because we have too many question marks in regards to health at the linebacker position. So that's why I don't want to touch linebacker. We went out and we got depth. I honestly like Joe Thomas more than I like Vander Esch right now. I like Joe Thomas overall, his overall skill, and don't curse me out in my chat boxes, but his overall skill, I like him better than Jalen Smith right now too.
Hey man,
he can cover.
Hey man,
right now, Jalen Smith. Hey man, Jalen Smith is a downhill guy right now, man.
Jalen ran down the field with Cole Beasley. You said you watched all these clips of training.
I did see that. I saw that, but I see Thomas do that every day, B. You know what I'm saying? People die every day.
Care about that?
I hit you with that,
bruh. Come on, damn Joe Thomas.
I'm talking about he got more. He got more in the. He more of a Swiss Army knife than anything else. He's a guy that you can move around in every position.
Well, Swiss his ass on the bench while damn James Smith.
Oh no, he shouldn't start over him. But I just said I think he's pivotal on his team because if you lose a Sean Lee, I don't have Jalen being able to cover for Sean Lee, whereas Joe Thomas can actually cover. He can cover very well. I'm not going to say he's a replacement for Sean Lee, but he's a better replacement for Sean Lee than Jalen Smith is right now.
Pivot his ass on.
We saw that last year.
Damn kickoff.
Without Sean Lee was not killing it. Not last year. And he's a young guy. Joe Thomas has a little bit more experience, and I like what Joe Thomas was doing against us.
Oh,
even if you watch the way Capers. If you shut up, man.
We started off good, man. We was doing all right, brother Okoye. You getting worse by the minute, man.
I don't care, man.
I was about to give you the good day, sir.
Yeah, good day, sir. Top of the morning to you, right?
But I tell you what, though, chat box, I'm allowed to disagree with Okoye in this way, but I never disrespect him because I know he does the homework. We can disagree.
Oh, that's a fact.
But he does his homework.
He does his homework.
We all see something different, and we all look at different players for different reasons. So I definitely respect it. You know what I mean? I know it's not no. I know.
This cat say he want Cheeto playing the slot. I've never disagreed with something more than Cheeto at the slot, but I respect his opinion.
Only in nickel.
Go and break it down again, man.
No, only in nickel formation.
Breaking nothing.
I want him to start at the left corner, in your base formation, but when we go to nickel, move him to the inside so he's closer to the ball. I like him there.
Leave well enough alone, man. Just have that man out there on that side and just say, hey, this is what we want you to do.
We got We got 241 people watching live right now. I just want to let y'all know y'all can go find me at Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI, while we got all these eyes on the chat box. That's all I want to say. Go ahead, Law.
Man, y'all go follow that page, man, one way or another. Hey, don't have
Shameless.
Shameless plug. That's what I'm talking about, man. This is some good stuff, though. This is some good stuff, man, all together.
Somebody said, what am I sipping? I'm sipping Patron smoothie, so maybe it's kicking in. Who knows? I don't know. He's like, Amrit Trevidi. He's like, Okoye, what you sipping? Maybe
hey, Bots, you see your boy Okoye again.
Yes. Look at my forehead. You see it?
What I can't see. What he looking? Yeah, shouts out to Jeremy X and Shady Duke. Standard only. And Dean Bryan.
We gonna reach out to Lens Crafters, Eye Masters. We gonna need some sponsors real quick so that they can give some Okoye Media some glasses. Okoye Media, prove it with the film.
Y'all wonder how I see these plays, right? I know him, so I gotta watch him like 15 times.
Lord, Pete, this out. He say he can't see. He leaned forward and closed his eyes. I know he can't see this.
Oh man, somebody in the chat box gonna say, man, he can see better than Dak though. That's a good that's a good segue I meant to say. What y'all feeling about Dak, man? Is it too soon? Is it still just so vanilla? What we need to look for come Thursday?
That dude a gamer, man. I don't want to see none of this. I don't want to see nothing until September. You know, we have history on Dak. We know that. And you know what? To be fair, this is what I think is going on with Dak. I think Dak is trying a lot of things at practice that he wouldn't try in the game, just so we can know what he can and cannot do, what these wideouts can or cannot run. So we see incomplete pass, we see Dak missing long, we see some weird placements or whatever. This kind of the time where you want to miss, because we know that when he gets to the game, he's not going to turn the ball over like that. So let him look bad at camp and let him look bad in preseason. But I think when it starts to count, Dak is going to be a lot more safe and a lot more accurate.
Man, I think when you sit and watch NFL Total Access, when you sit and watch the Dallas Cowboys website and whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Dak's under the microscope because of all the news that was going on in the offseason.
Yeah.
So NFL Total Access, when they show in training camp, they show the Browns because of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
They're not showing every team extensively. They mainly show the Cowboys, and I appreciate the attention that we get because we're a major market. But you know, when you say, how many other quarterbacks do we know of that haven't thrown touchdowns in 11-on-11s? We don't know because they're not talking about that. They talk about it when it's Dak because of the scrutiny that he's under due to Dez leaving, due to Stephen Jones talking, Sanjay Lay talking, Will McClay. Everybody's talking, and even Dak himself is talking, you know, with the anthem and so on. So he's bringing attention on himself. They're bringing attention to him. And I think now, you know, Dak can sneeze at practice and they'll say he has immunodeficiency disease or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Anything he does is under the microscope. So I mean, I'm not one of Dak's biggest fans, obviously. You know, I'm not against him or for him. I just want to see him improve and want to see what he can do. I don't know what he is yet. But I do know for a fact he is a gamer, like Voch said. He can manage this team. Can he be a guy that surgically picks you apart? Who knows? But he can manage this team and lead us to wins. So I'm not really worried about what he's doing right now because we know what we're going to get with Dak. You're going to get the guy. And one thing he's not doing, think about it, he's limited too. This is vanilla. He's not scrambling for 30, 40 yards when he knows, okay, it's 3rd and 5. I don't have anybody. I'm going to just throw the ball. Whereas, like you said, Voch, he's trying things that he wouldn't normally try because he probably would pull that ball down and run for that first down, which is what he does. He extends drives and extends plays. And he's not doing that so much right now. He's kind of trying to stay in. If you watched him in the scrimmage, he kind of stayed in the pocket mostly. I saw when he threw the interception, he had the pocket collapsing around him. And he went, instead of jumping from first read to third read or to fourth read, he went through his progressions like a clock. He was ticking. He ticked all the way to Cole Beasley, and I watched him do it. He ticked all the way to the flat, and when he threw it, you know, it was late. But that's something that he probably wouldn't have done in the game. He probably would have just pulled that ball down when he felt the pressure because he knows they can't hit him. So he felt the pressure and he threw the ball, but he probably would have ran that. So at the end of the day, I'm not worried about what Dak's doing. And no, I don't really need to see him in preseason. I don't need to see anything other than what he does with the talent they put around him. And hopefully they're creative enough with the scheme to hide some of his deficiencies until he can get better at it. Because now he's missing his deep ball is not short anymore. He's overthrowing guys now. So obviously he's worked on his mechanics. Mm-hmm. He's gotten a little bit better with that. He just still has to work on that accuracy. And I think but that's where he should be. I've never said Dak was like trash. I just always said Dak is not what people try to make him, be. Again, treat triumph and disaster just the same. Both of them are imposters. So 2016 is an imposter, and so is 2017. He's not 2017 Dak. He's not 2016 Dak either. He's somewhere in the middle of that, and he's developing. So allow him to do that, and that's where he is. He's where he should be. A developing 4th-round draft pick quarterback that has heart, has grit, and that knows how to win games. So for me, I don't have a problem with Dak being my quarterback. If that was the case, I'd say get him out of here. And I don't say that. So I don't have a problem with him. I think Dak will be fine. I think he's playing to the point where he should be, and he's taking strides on his own. Having the receivers come down to Orlando and work with him. That's what I want to see him do. I want to see him take accountability and actually work. And he took accountability for his accuracy. He said it himself. When I said it, they wanted to shoot me. But when he said it, it's like, oh, yeah, he's accountable. But when I said it, it's like, you're an asshole.
You're not allowed to say that, though.
Dak hater? Like, I'm not a Dak hater. Like, he can say it. He said it 3 times. I say it once. They're like, you ain't shit, Okoye. You know what I mean? All right, cool.
So we got a comment. I'm not going to say who it's from because, he's clearly trolling. Oh, Lord, a bunch of YouTubers running their mouth about something they haven't seen. None of these chumps on Oxnard. But you watching, no, with your fucking ass, boy.
That's what I said.
What's wrong with you, what?
Indeed.
What's wrong with you, what? I bet you adding to them numbers, dog. Which of these 239 watching now people are you? Which one are you? You're 46. Shut up, punk. Anyway.
And this is what gets me. It seems like some people collectively, and I ain't talking about everybody in the chat box, they feel like, oh, I was at the game, so I know more than somebody watching from the TV.
You can't even see as much at the game, man.
I get more angles and I get the rewind. I don't want to hear that.
Right. I was at the game, the New Year's Eve game, the last game of the season, and I swear to you, it wasn't a great experience because I was surrounded by Eagles fans, but at the same time, it wasn't like, we had the 50-yard line 7 rows back, so it wasn't like nosebleed seats, none of that. But I would rather watch it on TV, to be honest with you. I won't lie to you.
And this is the other thing too as well. Just because you there doesn't mean that you understand what's going on. He might not even understand what lineup they are on. You know what I'm saying? Or what's the down and out distance and all this stuff. So I mean, just in there.
First of all, I'm Bash Lombardi. You know what I mean? Like I can do more here at my seat. You know what I mean? I like to rewind. I like different angles. I like to slow stuff down. I like to pause. That's where I get the nuances from. That's really what film evaluation is about. If you go to a live game, you're really going for the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. That's why you see people watching it on TV at the game. They're going to be able to cheer together.
Right.
It's just something about watching it from a screen. You watch screen to learn. You know what I mean? And pick up on something you may have lost. So I'm not going to say your name because that's what you want. But you are faithful, though. You tune in to me, Mark. You tune in to Law, Corey. You watch all of us. So salute to you for being the 46th person watching and being a great fan of all of us. Salute to you, sir. Go ahead, Law. Finish what you were saying.
No. Yeah, remember.
Keep the show moving.
You're listening to. It's all good, man.
Dad Hat Lombardi's undefeated, boy. Go ahead.
But shout out to you, man. I appreciate you for tuning in, though. It is what it is. Everybody have their opinion. Those convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. We already know. But, hey, guys, it is what it is. All right, so what's the next topic, man? What you got on your mind, man? What else y'all got to think about, man, on this team?
You the host. See, look, this is what he do.
I'm back for him because, hey, this is the thing. I got my guy, Ty West Cowboy. Was it Ty West? Was it Tyson West Coast Cowboy? He want to jump in, so I just shot him the link over. He got a chance to interview some of the plays. He got a chance to interview some people.
I'm working on a Jordan Lewis video. based off of what was actually that's where that topic came from. I was watching his footage of his interview of he actually got an interview with Jordan Lewis about a minute long talking about the rotation, and Jordan was just like, all I can do is what I do. You know, I can't really I'm not coaching, so I can't really say why I'm not in there and so on. Because he was talking about the fact that he was taking a knee during the scrimmage and not really playing. And I didn't even pay that any mind, you know, at all. Because there's other guys that don't play too, like Tank's not playing. So I just assumed he was getting like that courtesy. I wasn't thinking of it as being the doghouse type thing. But yeah, that was Tice that brought that up to me.
I didn't know. Yeah, but I just sent him the link so he can jump on anytime. My guy, Big Game James, he can jump on. We can make this thing a party line if we want to. But
I like cursing out Big Game James. We go back and forth hard. He'd be like, "Man, you crazy." I'm like, "Yo, you crazy." We go back and forth. So
I like Big James to this thing. I'm not gonna get a word in because all he gonna do is fuss with a call. Yeah, I'm just gonna be looking at my phone and reading the chat. I ain't gonna get a word in.
Yes, indeed.
But it's all love, though. It's all love, for real.
Yes, indeed, man. All day, man. I'm trying to see Vach Lombardi. Young Wilson said.
Adrian Lindsay, too, for the super chat, man. I appreciate you. He said, what's good? I'm making bread and gaining knowledge. There, you damn right, brother.
There it is.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we talked about Dak Prescott. Do we have to touch on the utilization of Ezekiel Elliott catching the ball in the backfield? Do we have to touch on that? Do we have to talk about that? Is he already utilized like that?
I mean, I think that's the best way to utilize him if you want to get him more touches without getting him punished. You know, throw him the ball. You give him the ball 20 times on the ground, 5 to 10 times, or 5 times. I think in the air would be fine. I think that'd be great for him. And you got to also squeeze. Now the question is the rotation. Like, is Zeke going to be a 90% carry guy and it only comes out when he's winded, or are we going to mix in Rod Smith, Bo Scarborough in short yardage situations and so on? Like, how are they going to carry this backfield, and how many of them are actually going to be on this team? That's a good question. But Zeke, I think Zeke is they're going to use Zeke as break glass just in case. Like, they're going to use him wherever they need him.
I don't think Zeke as a pass catcher is really part of our algorithm. You know what I mean? I think if you go out and throw the ball to Zeke a bunch, you kind of prepare for that. I like when we kind of catch you slipping and we throw the ball to Zeke and you don't really see it coming. I like his value as a pass blocker though. You know what I mean? Like, people kind of forget about that. Like, you can't catch the ball when you whooping somebody's ass and pass pro or whatever. So I think it's all, situational. Plus, I think, we got Tavon Austin for that. Rod can probably catch a pass or two. Y'all keep talking about Bo, man. I don't know if Bo gonna make this team, man. It seems like every year there's a Cowboy running back we love that just don't make it. I always go back to Gus Johnson. we just knew Gus was gonna be second on the depth chart. But Joe, Gus kind of bagging up groceries now, man. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to fall for the Bo hype train. I'm gonna make a video because if you put the word Bo Scarborough in your video, you get views. So I'm gonna try to get 2 videos off of preseason. try to get some views from him. But he may or may not make this team, Alabama fan. Sorry, bro.
Yeah, him and Darius Jackson obviously are odd men out. They need to be able to play special teams, and I don't know if they can. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
We got a Panthers fan in the house, man. They saying that they're going to win 45 to Dallas 3 week 1.
Let me tell you something. Carolina lost another offensive lineman today, boy. Y'all better cut that out. Y'all better stop losing people. Y'all better quit losing blockers, boy, because it's going to be a come out party if not. I think it's they lost their backup tackle today. I think that's the case. I could look it up and do it or whatever, but they lost another one, man. So I expect a solid DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory come out party. With Giants coming up week 2. So it's exciting, man. Seahawks week 3. That's 3 bad offensive lines in a row. So let's get them sacks early.
We played the Seahawks well last year with more talent than they have now. Like they lost.
I think we're going to smoke the Seahawks. I
think we got them. We had them last year. They beat us, but we had them last year had it not been for all the fuckery going on. So I'm not worried about the Seahawks too much. the Giants is probably the scariest of the bunch because they know how to play us, and they play us well.
We gonna smoke.
They play us well. We got to look at the fact that we didn't play them when they had Odell last year, so and they play us well every year. So the Giants is probably the only team in that first 4 games where I'm like, I don't know about them. But as far as the Panthers, I gotta see it. I haven't seen the Panthers like light anything up. They play right into our strengths. They run the ball. We're a ball control offense. They're a ball control offense. So it's like, who has the? Then it goes to, that's the tiebreaker. We both play the same scheme. Who has the tiebreaker though? And as far as talent up front, we do. I think our offensive line is a lot better. When you say, okay, their linebacker core is great, but they have the same knock on their linebacker core as us. Thomas Davis is not playing. They have a guy in Shaq Thompson who can ball, who's healthy. But then they have a guy who is injury prone as hell, especially when you're dealing with big bodied linemen, and that's Luke Kuechly. And he's just like Sean Lee to me. So there's a tie there too. So I'm not saying that we're like gonna dominate them, but I'm not afraid of the Panthers. They're not an offensive juggernaut where we need to watch for a lot. You know what you're getting when you see them. Watch Cam, watch Olsen, watch McCaffrey.
I think we gonna smoke the Panthers. And I don't even want to get too deep into it because it ain't time yet. Because there's going to be a time and a place for predictions and all that. But I think we're gonna smoke the Panthers, and I don't think because we gonna owe them for that one time at Thanksgiving where they embarrass us at home and doggone hurt Tony. I don't like all that foo mess, dog. So we owe them for that. And I know the offensive line they want to show up and get some. I know that defense want to show up and get some. I'm excited, man. Let's run it. We're going to smoke.
Yes, indeed. We got West Coast in this mix, man. What's going on?
Eddie Griffin, what up, man?
What's up with y'all, man? Let's travel Cowboy, man.
What's up, man?
What's up with y'all, man?
Cool.
Whenever I see y'all getting down on football, Cowboys football, man, I always, my heart flutters just a little bit, man. It's just too much wisdom and too much Cowboy knowledge for West Coast not to jump in here, man, and say his little piece, man. So I always appreciate y'all having me on, man. Shout out,
no doubt, man.
Shout out to Makuye, and shout out for Law Nation for setting it up, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it, man. I see you out there grinding, man, doing interviewing everybody. Man. Tupac, Biggie, man. You was interviewing everybody out there. I said, my God, man.
Hey, man. Hey, camp is, man, I've been in camp. This is my 5th consecutive year being at camp, and I will tell you this, man. I have never seen training camp where the players have been so willing to come up and really interact with the fans and with the people, the people around them. I can definitely, like, something that's really big last year is like last year if you didn't have no marker or something, you wouldn't get no autograph. But this year they actually have people at each one of the 4 corners of the field, and they're actually handing players markers as they're walking off the field. So I definitely believe that. I think the whole respect thing, I think people kind of got it wrong. I think people were thinking that the Dallas Cowboys were saying, we lost our respect. We all need to respect us. But I don't think it's really like that. I think with the Cowboys, I think they kind of flipped it on the players, and I think they got the players thinking that we need to go out here and earn the respect to be called America's team. So I don't think it's really about them going out there and saying that someone is taking their respect. I think that Jason Garrett, I'm going to say Chris Richard. I think Chris Richard has come in with an attitude of, man, y'all ain't won nothing, but we walk around here with a star on our head, so we automatically kind of assume that we've kind of won something. But Chris Richard, he's a really, get it out the mud type of dude. So I definitely believe that, this is kind of his wave and on that, hey, you got to earn the right to be called America's team. Because in the last 23 years, outside of the star, I ain't going to say that about my own team, but y'all know what it is, man. But I think that's the trend that they're going to as far as respect.
No doubt, man.
Did y'all hear what he said to the referee, dog? Did y'all hear that?
Yes, he did.
Y'all break it down to me, man. I heard it in passing, but I didn't hear it.
Look in the eyes like a man.
Can I cuss on your show, Locke?
Man, go ahead, man. This floor is yours, man.
Man, look, the damn referee threw a flag, it was like a holding, something like that, or whatever, defensive holding. And Chris wanted to explain. Explain yourself. And the referee just kind of sedately looked off or whatever, Then as he was walking off, he just kind of whispered or whatever, And Chris got his chest all big and ran up on and said, you look me in my fucking eyes like a man, like I'm looking at you, and you talk to me like I'm talking to you.
He said that?
Yeah.
Chris Richard said that.
Hey, let me tell y'all, Chris Richard is a feisty individual. I posted on my page. There was about a 5-minute. There was the other day. It was like last Thursday. The wide receivers were just getting dogged out. I mean, I'm just being flat out honest. Whether it be the quarterbacks or the wide receivers just running wrong routes, they were just having a bad day. And because of that, Lance Lenoir, he got big with one of the cornerbacks, and he kind of nudged Chris Richard in the right way. So it got him really, really fired up. And you can literally see Lance Lenoir in the huddle calling out Chris Richard, telling him to lace it up. Chris Richard tells him, "I'm laced up, but you can't see me." He says, "I'm laced up, but you can't see me." Now, Chris Richard picks 3 individuals to go up against, to represent the defense. He picked Cheeto, he picked Byron Jones, and he picked Jalen Smith.
Wow.
Defense wins 2-1. I heard at the beginning of y'all show, whoever said that Jordan Lewis is in the doghouse, I will 100% agree with that. I definitely believe that he, I don't know if it was a conversation or it might just been the fact that he doesn't like the fact that, he earned a position from Anthony Brown and then kind of lost the position by default. You know what I'm saying? So he might be in a little funk himself, but Jordan Lewis is not Jordan Lewis, but Cheeto Bay is doing his best, I think, to try to keep him engaged. But currently, right now, I think it was Akuye that said it. Currently, right now, man, Jordan Lewis is kind of in a funk, and I gotta agree, man. He has to understand that no matter where he is on the depth chart, his play is gonna get him on the field.
Let me ask you this. I heard it. Somebody told me that Jordan Lewis and Chris Richard got into it like week 1 or week 2 that he got into out there. So is that any truth to that, man? Or because you out there, you can hear it, you can see it.
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, Chris Richard is Chris Richard is one of those dudes where it's like if he has a problem with someone, you're not gonna really know it from what's his interaction. The reason why I know that him and Chris Richard have a problem is because Anthony Brown is playing a lot. Anthony Brown played so much. Anthony Brown played so much that I literally went from him saying on air, like, yo, he's having a horrible camp. Like, I don't know if he's going to be able to make this team, to him getting so many opportunities to kind of backtrack that. And it's like, I gauge everything in opportunities. Before you can make a play, you got to have the opportunity to get on the field.
True that.
And Jordan Lewis is just not even getting those opportunities. Like,
right.
He's not even getting those opportunities. So that's like, when Chris Richard looks at his tape, the only thing I can say is just, from my mind of deduction, and his swag says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Me and Big James was at training camp, and I asked Jordan Lewis. I got a chance to talk to him. I flat out asked him. I said, yo, you're a top 3 corner out here. We can all physically see it. But, bro, when the rotation happens, you're not rotating with the top 3. So, how do you feel about that? What do you think? And he kind of took, like, this long sigh and kind of, like, shook his head and said, only thing I can do is play. Only thing I can do is work on what I can do.
I'm gonna drop that intro. I'm gonna drop that interview in my intro on my next video after this too. I'm gonna put that out tonight probably.
Yeah, a lot of people got mad. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of people got upset with me. Got upset with me for asking that question. Said that I was trying to start some mess. But like honestly, man, I'm not starting some mess. I'm realistic. Like I would think that he would probably have some type of problem. But my thing with Jordan Lewis is, for him to really be that dog that we think he is, he has to get through this, man. Because I think this is going to make him better, man. I definitely believe with his swag and his personality, if you're going to do this to anybody on this team, Jordan Lewis is the guy that can come back. Because you got to remember, the NFL was he was trying to get not kicked out, but he had a case coming in the league.
Right.
So he already had to fight. You know what I'm saying? So this shit, and just if you look at Jordan Lewis's mom and his background, you would just think he would be able to handle this better. You know what I'm saying?
True that.
So I mean, that's just my just to answer your question, Law. I do believe that something did happen between those two. I just believe it because Anthony Brown in nobody's galaxy it should be playing where Jordan Lewis. It makes no sense.
No doubt, man. Botch, man, what you think, man? Botch, man, you gone or something, man? Where you at?
This is Sparta!
The pistol break.
But hey,
he gone, man.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you guys something though. So this Frisco game, I think, is gonna be very, very telling. I think it's going to be very, very telling. Because in the rotation that Jordan Lewis is in, he should theoretically start tomorrow. On Thursday. Because he's the fourth corner. So that's just like you were saying.
That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, that's the good thing about him being low in the depth chart. He's going to get a lot of playing time with the bump.
He should play a lot.
Yeah. If he don't play, then you know, it's more than football. It's a personal thing. If he plays with the scrubs, then the tape will tell it all. Like he'll play well enough to get back on the field.
If he played with the second and third team, man, he's gonna have like 3 picks.
I mean, we talk about Chris Richard. Chris Richard is not the GM, so Chris Richard can't just say, "Hey, I know you guys drafted this guy pretty high."
Let's just be honest, though. Let's just be honest. As fiery as Chris Richard is, and I don't know if he's docile in any form or fashion, I think that he probably can get in that room. And if Jason Garrett can talk to them guys, I think that Chris Richard can get in that room and say, hey, guys, this is what we did to win the Super Bowl. And listen to me. This guy needs to be out here. This guy, I think they'll lean and listen to what he have to say. And I think that McClay is in his corner. And I think that when he starts speaking, everybody just shut the hell up and they'd be like this, listening.
But the difference is this team.
I agree. I agree with that, though. I agree.
Prior to Richard coming to this team, we also saw what Jordan Lewis was able to do. We got a large sample size of him last year. So, I get the influence of it, but I don't think it's like, hey, Chris Richard don't like you, out of here. He's not Parcells. You know what I mean?
Right. I don't think he had that much influence, but I think, go ahead.
And that's a great point, Akuye. I definitely 100% believe that Chris Richard is a very civil man, where that he could be like, you may not fit my scheme or da-da-da-da-da, I can still use you. That's why I honestly feel that part of this is Chris Richard just kind of not necessarily messing with him, but I think he knows what he's doing with Jordan Lewis. Like I just gotta think that he knows, because in Seattle there was some big personalities that he had to deal with, really big personalities, and he was able to do it. He was able to do it. I mean, Richard Sherman was a guy that was not supposed to start. Richard Sherman was a guy that was, I believe they drafted him as kind of like a bridge, and he got the best out of him.
Right. So Brandon Browning, whatever this man name, he got him from the CFL or something like that. So,
Brandon McGrowner owns his entire career to Chris Richard.
Right.
I feel like Chris is a motivator, and Jordan Lewis just ain't go to bed and wake up trash. You know what I mean? There has to be something behind.
They fall off a cliff.
However, I do feel like if Jordan Lewis got beat out by 3 people, then we just saw a damn good job by those 3 people. And if Jordan Lewis, like if he's better than Byron and he's still playing under Byron, then that's Chris' fault. And everybody talking to Chris like he knew Belichick or whatever. Damn it, if he ain't playing the best guys, then you need to shoot Chris Richard and push him off the bridge. But but it's training camp. You know what I'm saying? It's August, and things could be totally different by November. So we'll see.
Yeah, one thing I did take away from Chris Richard's interview the other day, he was saying, shoot, none of this stuff is etched in stone. He got a dry erase board. Voch, you know about that dry erase board. Coach put that stuff up there, and you can't say, well, I can make the team because my cousin Pookie and Ray on the team. Nah, that dry erase board every day. You got 1 point, you get 2 points, you get 3 points, you can lose 3 points.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something else Chris Richard brings to the table that no one's ever really brought up, is the fact that he knows how to prepare a team for a big game. I don't think Jason Garrett knows how to prepare a team for a big game. Like, especially a big game where the odds are more favorably against you than they are for you. Like, I don't think that Jason Garrett really knows how to prepare a team. All or nothing really showed me a lot on Jason Garrett. It really showed me that when Tony Romo was here, he was screaming a whole lot of Tony Romo, because I praise God that Zeke is able to handle the pressure. But we look at it, man, everything that we do is Jason Garrett comes out his mouth is either an F-bomb or we have 21. So I think that Chris Richard is going to be able to do something too. I think Richard is going to help, not necessarily alleviate the pressure off Zeke, because Zeke should have that pressure because he can handle it. But I think Chris Richard is going to be able to equalize that pressure and make it feel like everybody is just going to play well. Not that we have to have Dez to play well. We have to have Dak to play well. I think he can prepare us for some big games. Because, he didn't prepare the defense for some Super Bowls where they were not predicted to win.
I can agree with that. Like, at the end of the day, There's a difference between somebody who curses for effect, and I'm not trying to kick Jason Garrett right now. I mean, he hasn't done anything that made me want to bust his balls right now. But there's a difference between cursing for effect, like he was doing in All or Nothing, and a guy who earns respect of the team and can curse too, but he earns the respect of the team because he's willing to do the things that they're doing, that he's asking them to do. He's running wind sprints with the team, with the secondary at the end of practice. And he's out there in referees' faces. He's in his players' faces. He brings an energy that makes guys kind of respect who he is. So that aspect alone, I think I can agree that Chris Richard can prepare you from a morale standpoint. And he's shown, I like what I'm seeing in the secondary. So he's shown already that just preparing the secondary itself is going to be a difference maker. We were a number 8. We were ranked 8 overall team. Not that it was like, that's not a true number. It wasn't like we were like killing teams defensively. But remember, Sean Lee was missing 5 games, but we were ranked 8th overall in defense. And you can't say that we got worse. We had no names behind our starters. We didn't have depth at linebacker. We didn't have a lot of depth at defensive line, and we didn't have depth we had a young secondary. So now with Chris Richard, with the secondary that we have guys who are now holdovers. Plus, he has his level of talent, or his prototypical type guys coming in. We have more depth at linebacker and quality depth of guys like Joe Thomas, who's played for winning teams and who played in schemes where they were the focal point. Because when Joe Thomas is on the field, they're not in 3-4. When Joe Thomas is on the field, Green Bay is playing like a high-tech looking wide 9 type formation where everything up the middle is funneling to him, and he was able to deal with that. So we have guys like him who has that type of experience. And then up front, we have a great rotation where I forget some of the names sometimes. You know what I mean? So we got better on defense, and we still have Rod Marinelli. So, you know, that with a solid running game is a formula for success. Look at Parcells. Parcells never had this type of talent when he was here, except for maybe T.O., but he never had this type of talent overall. But Parcells' strategy is still in effect. Run the ball, control the clock, play solid defense. Not a ball hog defense, but just a bend but don't break style defense is all Parcells did. Now we have a defense that I think can be an elite level defense if we put some of the right pieces together. We may be one piece away from that. It may not even be this year, but we have most of the elements there. I mean, low rookie contracts. We have a lot of youth, a lot of speed on that defense. So that's what I mean. And
no doubt, a lot of speed
coming into effect.
Yes, indeed. So, Koye, we approaching our final 5 minutes
yes,
on the show. I want to be able to do this right here. I want to ask everybody that's on the panel what you have got going on for us, the next film reviews, things like that before Thursday. And who name me like 1 or 2 guys that you really going to have to look at, or you have reservations on, or who you just really want to look at this Thursday night?
Honestly, I think we talked about 1, so I'll give you 2. That offense, I'm going to be looking at Rico. And I don't think Dak's going to play enough for me to care. So Mike White, I want to see what Mike White does when he's playing. He's going to get a lot of time.
2 quarters or 3 quarters?
I think he's going to get 2, at least a solid.
I don't want to see that number 1 kid out there. My God, he's.
I don't even know who that is.
He isn't. It's not my time. Go ahead, my bad.
And then defensively, I want to see Jordan Lewis. I want to see what he's able to do. I'm looking at the entire secondary as a whole because Chris Richard. You know, I got like a football crush on Chris Richard, so I want to see what elements he's brought to the table and how we look now. But that's really, I don't want to say 1 player in regards to that. I'm just going to be looking at the secondary. I kind of know what we're doing in our front 7. Rod Marinelli is Rod Marinelli. If he can make Benson Mayowa look good, right, I know he can make these guys look good. So I'm not really concerned. If he can't get you, if he can't get there with superior talent, he will stunt his way to the quarterback and create. He will scheme his way to the quarterback with that front 4. I'm not worried about Rod Marinelli. I'm not worried about our linebacking core. I want to see what our secondary does because they're the new element and they're feisty. I'm going to be watching. And I know this is the first time in the history of me watching football since I was a pup where I know in preseason, everybody that's in our secondary. I mean, I'm not, and without playing Madden, I'm not playing Madden. Looking at all this, Madden ain't even come out yet. So it's like I know everybody. Drop, though. I know all 9 of their names top down, and I've watched them all throughout training camp top down.
Because you're an analyst now, fam.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. But definitely, so I'm excited about it. That's it. And as far as what I'll be breaking down and what I'll be watching, as I just said, I'll courtesy of Tice. Once again, I appreciate that footage, but I'll be dropping a video about Jordan Lewis. It's not so much of a breakdown. It's really just talking more so about what we were talking about now, just going a little bit more in depth about that. And then also film breakdowns of the blue and white scrimmage and other drills that we've seen. I'm not really going to be doing game breakdowns except for a couple of college breakdowns moving forward. And then obviously preseason after we get some games under our belt. But so that's what you can look forward to on my page. But as guys stand out, I'm looking at them as they stand out. I want to see, a larger, like Antoine Woods when he kind of flashed. I start looking at him. So, you'll see based off of who's flashing, that'll be who I'm breaking down. I'm sitting and watching just like you guys are, and I want to, deeper look. So if they pique my curiosity, you're gonna see them on my page.
No doubt, man. West Coast, man. What you got, man? What you gonna be doing, man? This Thursday. I'm gonna say Voch Lombardi, one of the best for last.
I'm gonna be in San Fran with you too, bro. So I'll see you out there too, West, because I know you're gonna be in San Fran Thursday. I'll be on the West Coast this Thursday.
Whoa, so man, you already know if the Cowboys were if the Cowboys in my state, that's mandatory. I don't care what it's preseason, no season, white and blue scrimmage. I'm gonna be there. So I'll be there. I should be at training camp tomorrow. Trying to wrap up some things that I've been kind of a couple players I've been talking with, and then I will be at the game in San Francisco, right there, section 112, right behind the Cowboys bench. So look out! I'll be trying to get some. I already got a couple players that I already kind of primed them up. So I'm praying that they'll come through for a play, and I'll get some interviews after the game.
See if you can interview Chris Richard. See if you can interview him.
Hold
I'm
up.
gonna keep it real with you, Chris.
West Coast, you got a guy.
Look him in the camera like a man.
West Coast, you got a guy on my page asking about your YouTube channel. I'm gonna tell him you don't have YouTube, do you? But
man, you better slap yourself.
Want to find you because they looking for you on my page right now, my chat box. They want to know who you are.
Well, I'm on YouTube. You can find me on Dallas Cowboys Scouting. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. There's king. YouTube has its kings, man. You are listening to them. You know what I'm saying right now. But if you're on Facebook, man, definitely tune in to Dallas Cowboys Scouting on Facebook and Instagram, man. But if you're looking for some of that really consistent flavor on YouTube, I definitely say you can subscribe to my page. But these guys right here that you're listening to right now, they are by far the best that you're gonna find on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So the Dallas Cowboys Scouting on all major social networks. But Thursday I'll be out there for the game. The main people I'm trying to really talk to, honestly, or trying to see Mike White, be honest with you. I want to see what the Cowboys what the Cowboys plan on doing with him. I'm very curious on why, people say, oh, we drafted the best man available in the 5th round, where I'm like, well, that's not true, because there's other people that were best man available, in other rounds. It's amazing how we only say they picked the best man available when we're trying to decipher something we don't understand. There's a reason why the Cowboys picked this young man at the 5th, in the 5th round, and there's a reason why he's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very curious to see. And then something that I've also seen about him is, I'm gonna be real, man. There's plays that they have Mike Wright throw that they don't have Dak Prescott throw. There's just certain things that they have that they have. And hey, I understand they want to play to each person's strengths, but that within itself is very curious to me. So and one thing I liked about him when I talked to him on Tuesday is he said, man, I'm going out here and I'm trying to win this game. So I definitely believe that Cooper Rush is probably going to play the first half, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mike White played this whole second half, because Storm, as much as I love the way he runs, he has not earned the right to play in a preseason game yet. I'm sorry. From what I've seen out there, I don't feel that he has earned the right to take up someone else's time to try to, other people are trying to make the team. And I don't feel that
somebody in the chat box need to take his spot, man, because that boy.
Yeah, I don't think that he's earned the right now to maybe a couple plays or so, but not no full quarter. I think definitely Cooper Rush and Mike White will play. So those are my thoughts on the offense. And on defense, I'm looking for the cornerbacks, but You know, another guy, Mr. Marquez White, man, you know, Mr. 3-9, he is slowly, sneakily, you know, while all this hush-hush stuff is going on, my boy had a pass defense, and he had an interception on the starting quarterback. So, I mean, you know, he felt really good about it, and the Cowboys have kept him around 2 years. So I'm very interested on what he's going to be able to do and if he's going to be able to get his hands around the ball. My last statement I'm going to make is our DBs, I think, are rated higher than the competition that they're going to be playing. Like, we have DBs, I think, that could probably be second streamers, and they're going to get a large amount of time against some third and fourth string guys who are trying to make plays. So yeah. I'm actually expecting to see some interceptions and some guys get some balls on the hand.
Yeah,
like I'm really expecting that. You know what I'm saying?
I put it this way, yeah. If they rip our secondary apart, I'm gonna be a pissed off man this week.
Me too as well. My God, my brother from another mother. No other. Don't look like Danny Glover. Voch Lombardi, man. I'm telling you guys. I can't wait. I'm ready for Thursday, like Friday. I can't wait till Friday to see Voch Lombardi film breakdown of Thursday night game. I can't wait to hear the commentary, man.
Rewind. That's why I can't wait. With that rewind, you be like, oh damn, no, I didn't see how he did the Tony toe tap on this particular play there, but now I see it. Now I see.
Watching a Voch breakdown is like, it's like listening to my uncle describe something. Like, Voch always reminds me of my. Like, I just feel at some point in his breakdown, he's gonna get pissed off at the player. He's just start cussing him out.
hey, that brother,
like,
man,
I told you to stop doing that.
Y'all go watch one of his breakdowns. He said, "Hey, we got hidden helmet cam." Look, crazy, man. Go ahead, man. Tell me what you ready for, man. What you gonna want to watch this Thursday night, and what you got going on.
I just try to bring perspective. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to me break down film, it's like you hear me like I'm talking to Chaz Green. I don't know which person that is. I'm not an English guy, but you hear me say, "Come on, Chaz, stop that!" Like you hear me say that stuff. So I kind of get invested in that. But let me give my intro. And we back like bra straps. It's Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI, aka John Wick III. Appreciate you, Law, for having me on. Salute everybody else for listening, coming on. Listen, dog, we do right by the Cowboys community. You know what I mean? Tyson just said, he gave us praise, but everybody got something for this community, dog. We all kind of do something different. I watch film, but Okoye watch it in a Mythbusters type of way. Law watch it in a I'm trying to uncover something type of way. Voch like to rewind and find small little nuances that we missing. We all do something different. Mark Holmes does like reactions and things like that. So we all got something different. We're the biggest YouTube community. The Eagles ain't got nobody. They come watch us.
That's why they over here.
They're watching us now. Wave to an Eagle fan, because there's one in the comments. Let's all wave to an Eagle fan.
100%. They all come watch us. You know what I mean? So salute to the thing that we have, that we've built and put together. And I just appreciate y'all for letting me in on this thing and being a part of it or whatever. But my YouTube, man, Voch Lombardi, my Twitter, Voch Lombardi, my Facebook, my Instagram, Voch Lombardi, Patreon. Very important.
Oh, yeah.
Because we give y'all everything that we got, and all we want from y'all is 4 quarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
if we can get a couple of y'all to drop $1, then our channels would be so much better. We could put more time into this. We could put more thought into this, more analysis into this. Then I feel like we already better than the 4-letter network. Like when ESPN talk about the Cowboys, they want to talk about Zeke's hair and old stuff and fashion and stuff like that. We bring real takes. We bring the real, and we back it up and we put it on the screen. VOCHLOMBARDI. Salute to y'all, man.
Yes,
that's
indeed.
That's a fact. Fatality. I can't even follow that again.
You can't follow. You can't
it's
follow
cool,
that, man.
I love that. All I gotta do is tip my hat to you, but
there you go, man.
But as far as
can I throw a question out there, man? Because one of my subscribers had asked this question. I'm kind of dealing with it still, man. But I need to know, man, what happens in a game like a Denver game where Zeke is playing in the game, but Zeke just isn't Zeke? What happens to our offense?
Look, it could be game flow, but what I think is, and I always come back to the coach's angle, is player execution. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't block very well up front. So if we didn't block very well up front, we can't get the run game going. We can't get into our offensive algorithm. You know what I mean? Sometimes we give this offensive line credit based on its old body, so to speak. You know what I mean? The 2017 offensive line wasn't the 2016 offensive line, and they couldn't move them guys up front, so we had a bad day passing and throwing the football. I promise you, if we played them today, it'll be a different game because we're much better up front than we were last year. But player execution, and it all didn't come together. And to be fair, the first 2 quarters were close, right. Just like the Charger game, just like the Falcons game. We weren't blown out from the rip.
The Eagles game.
Weren't right. We weren't blown off the rip. It eventually got that way. So if the offensive line would have played better in those situations, then we would have had a better result.
And I'll follow that up. I'll give you a boxing analogy, right? You have fighters that they like to call what you call a front runner, meaning a fighter who will bust your ass in the first 3 rounds, bust your ass in the first 6, but after 6 you drown him and he's done, right? Dallas Cowboys for the last few years, we've been front runners, and we've been a team that if we get up on you in the first quarter, second quarter, it's a wrap. We got you because we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna take the air out the ball in the second half, and hopefully our defense don't expose us, like they did in the playoffs and so on, right? So that's been us back then. And in that game, we were playing well in the beginning of the game. The Chargers game, we were playing well in the beginning of the game. And then after halftime, it shows, and that's on the coaches, but it shows that we don't adjust very well. So I think after you remember that Denver game, we were playing well, and then they took a long-ass break because of the lightning that was striking. So I'm not just going to blame it all on the lightning because they did stop us, but we didn't look good. We looked flat when we came back out to play. We didn't look aggressive at all. Like they left the energy in the locker room, like the game was over. I think that's what Denver was an anomaly against a solid defense, and it was a weather break in that game that I think messed up the chemistry of that game. And then the rest of those games, like Atlanta and so on, we just don't adjust very well. So I mean, that's what that was in my opinion.
Let me just jump in on this thing right quick, man. Let me just jump in right quick. Gotta bump the music for a quick second. Hey, guys, let me tell you something. How you doing, guys? That little speech during halftime, Chris Richard is gonna come up in there.
No, you don't know that. I'm stopping you right now.
I already know right now. Chris Richard, let me get crunk right quick. Let me get crunk right now. Chris Richard is not gonna sit back and have you guys talking about how you doing, guys. That is not gonna happen this year. That is not gonna happen this year.
That's a good point. Hey, that's a good point, Law, because
Chris Richard is not gonna let that happen.
We know these guys are not listening. I don't think these guys are listening to Jason Garrett when they're down. I don't think they're listening to him.
I'm not gonna let y'all do that. You stop that shit right now. I'm not gonna let y'all do that. We are.
You know it, Dr. Lombardi. You know it.
I'll be damned. We're not gonna sit up here and act like we in that locker room and we know what the hell Jason Garrett said.
That's a fact.
We're not gonna do that. Come on, no, Peter.
How you doing, guys?
No. Stop it, Law. Because you always hear me get on to the 80% about this. You can't pretend like we know more football than what's going on. Like they consume 100% of this stuff.
Right.
We only see what they put out on Sundays. People didn't know Jason Garrett.
We're gonna go back to this Atlanta Falcons game. There's no way in life that Chris Richard is gonna allow Chaz Green to get ate up like he did last year. There's no way Chris Richard. You seeing him now. You seeing Chris Richard right now.
People didn't even think Jason Garrett cussed till they saw all or nothing.
Yeah, but
we saw him like this against the Atlanta Falcons, okay? We saw him just like this.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
We saw him like this. There's no way in life that Chris Richard is going to be discomposed.
No.
I don't think so either. Let me say these young kids, you gotta have that.
Y'all not thinking, man.
I dare y'all to go back and find the Seahawks game and find Chris Richard screaming at somebody on camera on TV. It don't work like that.
Oh no, he definitely.
But that's what I'm saying. You don't have to.
But I'm not
You
even.
don't have to be screaming at. You don't have to be screaming at. I don't want my coach screaming on the sidelines either.
That is the key word was halftime adjustments, not halftime screams.
It's
There's a difference between saying, "Hey, yo, listen, you shouldn't press anymore this game because you're getting your ass kicked, Anthony. You're out of here. We're gonna put him in here." Or don't press play off coverage the rest of the game. Then saying, "Hey, motherfucker, you're not doing shit right, motherfucker." You know what I mean? Cursing is one thing, and Chris Richard will bring energy and morale, yes. But I'm talking about, I want to see halftime adjustments, meaning let's see some scheming. That's Linehan, that's Marinelli,
that's Chris Richard.
Yes, that's different.
Y'all give me two crunk right now.
Lord didn't hit us with the how you doing,
crazy?
Guys, like he say to the media at the damn press conference. You think he talked to his team like that? They would have been quit on Garrett. This team don't quit on Garrett. Y'all can say that. They don't quit on. They may lose, but they lose playing hard, fam. Even when Tony went out, even when Zeke went down, this team plays hard for Garrett. We're not gonna sit up here and act like he's doing the how you doing, guys, when he's talking to the team. Cut that out, man.
Some type of adjustment.
This is what I believe.
I'm gonna go back to the Chargers game. I'm gonna go back to the Eagles game, and I'm gonna go back to the Atlanta Falcon game. Of course, I wasn't in the locker room, Botch. I was not in the locker room.
Okay.
But something.
Player execution is something.
Got to change this year.
Block him up front. Block Joey Bosa. Block Ingram. Block the fat Samoan kid in Denver. Block Claiborne.
No. For the Atlanta Falcons, just move your tight end to that side. Chip. Put a folding chair there. Something.
We did that, Law, but if you take away a passing option, it takes away from the offense.
We weren't trying to pass Atlanta. Man, I was at Atlanta. We weren't trying. Atlanta still had the field all the way up to fourth quarter. I felt like we were going to win that game. Atlanta, all the way, even with the 7 sacks, I still had a feeling in my mind that we were going to win that game going into the fourth quarter. So I support you, Vosh, on the not giving up on the team. But what I'm saying is I just don't believe – because, I mean, you got to think like this. 2015, we were 4-12. We didn't theoretically get put out the playoffs until week 14. Into the Jets game.
They play hard every week with them.
Yeah, we didn't theoretically get put out until week 14. But this is my thing. I just think that Jason Garrett, just like when my kids cry, I don't think that you know how to say the right things, even though my son's leg still hurts, to get his butt up and still get in there and clean his room. I think I know the right things to say to him, despite him feeling like he didn't get done right, to get him in there and still feel motivated. That's the issue that I have with Jason Garrett, because if you think about it, the only players that have played well under Jason Garrett are great players. That to me is a problem, because you're not going to have a more.
What are you saying? Great players play great, bad players play bad.
Yes, but you should be able to have some mediocre dudes just play well. Like there shouldn't be
like Terrence Williams,
drop off.
Like Terrence Williams, like Jeff Heath, like Jeff Heath won the game in Oakland for us, and he's not a great player. Look, David Irving has
every single person that you're talking about is sparingly. Anybody can be good sparingly. Anybody is good. Terrence Williams has one game last year when he had 190 yards. One. You know what I'm saying? One. My thing is this: why can't he get those other guys? Why can't he get those guys?
This is the longest 5 minutes.
Ron Smith is a very average player. He looked damn good running the football when he gave him.
Man, I'm giving that to JV because all the other running backs behind him look pretty darn good too. You know what I'm saying?
Morris looked clumsy. Alfred Morris looked clumsy, and McFadden didn't even play.
So Vosh, can I ask? So maybe I'm wrong then. Vosh, tell me, educate me. What is Jason Garrett's job? What is actually, because he doesn't call plays, he doesn't make adjustments. What can I hold him responsible for? He
runs the machine. That's what the head coach does. He runs the machine and hold up from Monday to Saturday he runs the machine. Then in game he does his thing in game. He may not be the best in game coach, but let's not act like he flat out terrible. And look, peep this out. This ain't even me defending Jason Garrett because people just think I'm a Jason Garrett lover. That's not the case. But what the hell you want Jason Garrett to do when your best players go down? We hear people say all the time, well, we see this team adjusting. Okay, well, the Giants didn't adjust. The Cardinals didn't adjust. The Texans didn't adjust. The Packers didn't adjust. It happens more often than none. When you lose your best players, you look bad. You look different. We blaming shit on Garrett that ain't even got nothing to do with him. Move your feet, Chaz Green. Catch the ball, Anthony Brown. get to your landmark, Jeff Heath. That ain't on Garrett. That's on the player. That's player execution. But when the players execute,
then we should just not have a Coach of the Year award then.
But
I agree with you though on that, Vach.
Hey, it is what it is, Vach. What I was saying is that, hey, the halftime speech won't be the same. I know I'm not. You taking it all the way to the coaching, man. I just said the halftime. I think Chris Richard is going to be able to at least say something. Say something.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
So watch this though. Time out. Perfect example. Just thought of this shit. We like to talk about what Jason did or did not do with Chaz Green in the Atlanta game. I think your players gotta carry you, right? What about when New England couldn't stop Kareem Hunt? What did the great Bill Belichick? Why didn't he stop Kareem Hunt? Because the players gotta play. That's what I'm talking. Why couldn't Bill Belichick stop Nick Foles? The players gotta play. That's what this shit come down to. This is execution first, fam. And I'm not defending Jason Garrett. But this is what you got to remember about execution. Hold on. This is what you got to remember about execution. Execution is created by a pattern of someone of authority. Someone of authority has to create that pattern so that they can follow and go out there and execute. I think at practice, man, or whatever they're doing, the execution is not there. It's not there. Like the connection is not there. When we win ball games, we never say this. 13-3, there was no problem with execution. We didn't say none of this shit. We had no problems with coaching when we went 13-3. All of a sudden, we go 9-6. No. We did have a problem with coaching, but it's just like a pretty girl. She pretty, so you look over the fact that her breasts stink and her feet big. Cause she pretty. No. We ain't gonna be big now. Come on now. Wait, Tyson, you ain't say her room wasn't clean. If her breath not gonna be able to. You better get her brush your teeth. Hey, what you say? She got a big butt though.
Your butt should match your feet.
That's what Zeke did. But she got a big butt though.
Oh, buddy, man, it's crazy, man. Hey, we're gonna have to leave this thing alone, man.
This all I'll do is bring me in to fuss with people. I was doing good today.
You fussing good. Bob, you fussing with me. You fussing with me.
Hey, man, but hey, hey, you know the cool thing about it is, though, man, I love have educated, not even arguments or educated banter back and forth because no matter if I disagree or agree with your point has so much validity that I have to at least consider it. Yeah, and you don't really see that. You don't really, you know what I mean? Like as much as most folks they just argue, and they, their points have no validity. But I appreciate that's how I even saw that y'all was live now because I saw the notification like a regular subscriber. I saw the notification. I saw it. Akuye said something about Jordan Lewis, and I said I had to get on it. I immediately hit Law in his inbox.
No, you can't. You're strong, man. You got
like y'all was fire, man.
Man, hey, man, we respect each other's opinions, man. It's all good,
100%.
Hey, we ain't saying like F you, like it's like, yo, listen, you say what you gotta say, and then I know I done said some things that sound crazy, but when the season starts and some of them come true, they be like, oh, all right. And then the Vach says things all the time that sound like you be like, oh man, that don't make sense. But matter of fact, he been schooled me on a few things. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
I never say stuff that don't make sense.
I say,
I never. It just hasn't happened yet. What you say? It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it hasn't happened yet.
It's like he the oracle, right?
Hey, but the thing is though, even though we want to be right, you know what I'm saying? We all want to be right. But then again, on certain players, we want to be wrong on. I want to be wrong on Taco. I want Taco to prove me wrong every day. I want to be wrong on Leighton Vander Esch. I want to be extremely wrong on him. And that's the guy that I'm looking. When Thursday night come, I'm looking for double nickel out there. I'm looking for him. I'm going to see how he's going to explode, fly out to the ball. That is the guy I want to be wrong on. You know what I mean? And that's just how it goes.
You need to be looking for 48. You need to be looking for 48 because I'm going to tell you right now, it's two people that you hear cussing every day, and that's Chris Richard and 55. 55, anytime that he make a mistake or anytime he make a wrong cut, it's that big F-bomb coming out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? I love Vander Esch, but I'm going to tell you right now, theoretically he shouldn't be playing tomorrow, but I think he needs to play tomorrow.
Because
Joe Thomas, 48. My shout out to my boy Coulier for putting me on. Joe Thomas is a dog, man. And I think he is not trying to go away, and I do not think he came to the Dallas Cowboys to be on someone's bench. I think he's going to show that he's actually better than Anthony Hitchens when you put him in those same situations. So, I mean, double nickel, like you said, I think he might want to, save that jersey for next year. I think he's going to be a great piece. But I don't think the Cowboys going to rush him. I just don't think the Cowboys going to rush him. I think Joe Thomas is going to be one of our starting linebackers.
As far as Van Der Esch, man, and I got a very love-hate relationship with Van Der Esch, who says
why? Tell me.
Well, because first of all, I never said Leighton Van Der Esch was trash. However, I wanted Will Hernandez and I wanted Harold Landry, but we ended up with Van Der Esch, and I like my linebackers physical. Leighton Van Der Esch has to learn how to shed these blocks. He's too damn big to get caught up in trash like that. But my whole thing with Van Der Esch, we're not going to get his true value at practice or at preseason. I think we're going to see Leighton Van Der Esch play his best football when our best D-line is in front of him, keeping blocks off of him, and Sean Lee is next to him, keeping him a couple steps ahead of everybody else. I think that's going to be the best Van Der Esch that we're going to see. And we're not going to get that from preseason because Sean Lee going to be sitting his ass down because we don't want nothing bad happening to him. So I think in the regular season, Van Der Esch is definitely going to be better than preseason Van Der Esch.
No doubt.
I'm going to tell you right now, they're doing a lot of blitzing with him, but I agree with you, Vosh. The number one issue with Van Der Esch is when he blitzes, if there's no one in the hole, he's going to get to the quarterback. He's going to make a play. But the thing that I don't like about him is as soon as he gets contact, he's like my little puppy. Like, we'll be training. As soon as my daughter walks by, everything that I've been doing for the last 40 minutes is gone. Yeah. Like, my dog is just gone. And that's how he is when he hits contact. Like, when he hits contact from an offensive line on a blitz, like, you should think that, that they're going to contact you. They don't want you hitting the quarterback. His whole body and motion is now just trying to get around the contact. So, like, the whole purpose of him blitzing is just lost. Like,
No doubt. Man, we finna roll out of here like dice, man. This is the longest 5 minutes in life. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in to the nation. Hey, guys, go follow the Law Nation podcast. I think Voch's Voice, he got that podcast too as well. Yeah. It's a plug right there. I plug my homeboy, man. You know what I mean? Okoye Media. Don't forget to follow that too as well. The Dallas Cowboys Scouting. That's your page, right, on Facebook?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Guys, and remember, you listening to nothing but the best. Let's jam on out of this thing.
That's right.
Peace.
Shouts out to the Voch's Voice podcast.
I know.
I ain't talking about football though.
He's talking about some sex or something on there,
right?
Right.
How to set your first threesome up? It's out there. Go listen.
It'll be my third or fourth, but I'm still on it. I'll watch.
There you go.
Hey man, y'all trying to get something right after that game tomorrow? Or what